It's 5 o'clock. I want to call the regular session April 26th meeting to order. Roll call, please, sir.
Commissioner Byrd.
Here.
Commissioner Davenport.
Here.
Councilmember Joyce.
Here.
Commissioner Lovelady.
Here.
Commissioner Lowry.
Here.
Commissioner McCullough. Commissioner Turk. Commissioner Whitehead. And Chairman Turner.
Here. All right, Mr. Lowry is going to lead us in our invocation, followed by our Pledge of Allegiance.
Lord, thank you this day, Lord. It's good for us, Lord. We thank you for everything that you do for us. We ask for your guidance, Lord, in everything we do, Lord. That we make the decisions to be upholding to you, Lord. We ask all things be in your will. Remember Jesus, a wonderful Savior, for his sake. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for being here. We've got a pretty hefty schedule today. Let's go ahead and take an opportunity to look over the minutes for March 22nd and April 12th. Those were emailed out, I believe, last week. All right. I think we all had a minute to look over them. If there's any additional comments or questions, feel free to make those. Otherwise, I'll be looking for a motion for approval.
Second.
Make motion to approve.
Motion of approval from Mr. Lowry, seconded by Mr. Lovelady. Minutes are approved. Okay. Are there any additions or changes to the agenda? Okay. Are there any citizen comments? All right. There are no zoning cases. We do have several subdivision cases. We'll start with Darlington Phase 1. I believe you guys went over this at the work session. Were there any further questions or comments or any discussion? This would be for just a simple approval. Well, I want to make sure if anyone needed to ask any additional questions, they had the opportunity. So there are none, so I guess I'm looking for a motion for approval for Darlington Phase 1.
I make the motion. I'll second.
All right. We have a first and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, Darlington Phase 1 is approved. On to Dunwood Phase 3. We've got two things we need to do on this one. We need an approval of the final plat and then a recommendation for right-of-way maintenance to the city council. Were there any additional comments for Dunwood before we proceed? Council, commission comments? All right, well then I will be looking for a motion to approve the final plat for Dunwood Phase 3.
You can do it as one if you want to.
Oh, can we?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then I'll revise that and ask for a motion for approval for final plat and the recommendation for the right-of-way maintenance to the city council.
So moved.
Lovelady, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, it is approved. Next is Morris Estates LLC. This requires a public hearing. So at this time, if there are no other discussion or questions or comments for this particular item, we can open that up. But if there is, we want to have that opportunity. All right, well, I'll open the public hearing at 5:06 for Morris Estates LLC, SD 2203.
You want to ask anybody out there if they have anything to say, but
Yeah, if there's any comment at all, feel free to.
No, we agree with staff recommendations.
Okay. You just let 60 seconds go, so that you have different times.
That's what.
Okay, so without any further comment, we'll close the public hearing at 5:07. And then there is a Morris Estate number 4. Any questions, comments?
Yeah, vote for it first.
vote on approval for that one.
Oh, right, sorry, my bad. So I'm looking for a motion for approval for the Morris Estates SD 2203.
Motion approved.
Motion by Mr. Lowry,
Second.
seconded by Ms. Stout. All right. And then the second Morris Estates, number 4, SD 2204.
Do all in favor?
All right, sorry. All right, all in favor of approval of SD 2203 Morris Estates, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. All right, now finally, Morris Estates, SD 2204. Any questions or comments from commission? Okay, we'll open up the public hearing at 5:08 p.m. Were there any comments from the audience or any discussion?
We agree with staff recommendations again.
All right.
I got to go up to City Hall, sorry.
It's not.
All right, without any further comment on SD 2204, we will close the public hearing at 5:09. Do I have a motion to approve case SD 2204 Morris Estates? We have a motion by Mr. Lowry,
Second.
second by Ms. Davenport. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, another item up is for Triple C Properties Boat and RV Storage. This is CSP 2201. You were sent a landscape plan, site plan. This is just for a site plan approval. There are 2 phases. Is there any discussion or questions regarding this particular case? All right, well, there's no requirement for a public hearing. So,
Not for the same, okay, sorry.
so then it's just a simple vote for approval. And do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion.
All right, motion made by Ms. Joyce
I'll second.
and seconded by Ms. Lovelady. All in favor, please say aye. Any opposed? All right, Motion carries. CSB 2201, Triple C Properties is approved. All right, any special reports or committee reports?
Samara wanted to talk about the schedule that I passed out, just a few minutes ago.
While Jeffrey's pulling that up on the screen, he did pass out the hard copies for the revised schedule. I just kind of wanted to give you an idea of where we are and where we're headed in terms of the comprehensive plan. We are on track in terms of our chapters. So just to kind of quickly go through what we have here. In January, there was the introduction. In February, of course, we launched our community survey. It was launched on February the 15th. In March, we worked on population and economy. You saw a small draft of that, population information. We did the community survey, was completed in March, right after your Azalea Festival. We then kind of gathered and interpreted that data. Also in March, we forwarded a questionnaire to all of your departments and facilities that included the Chamber of Commerce along with the library and the post office. In April, we decided that we would meet as staff and myself would meet every Wednesday. So I check in every Wednesday just to kind of see where we are and talk about any details for the document. I received the facilities and the recreational and facilities questionnaires that got them back in mid-April, and I was able to finish the recreation and facilities chapter, and that'll be emailed to you in May. So what we're looking at in May is the first week of May, I will look to give you draft documents of the 4 chapters that are listed above. So that would be introduction, regional setting and history, population economy, and recreation and facilities. And then we will be looking to mark those up and kind of discuss that at your work session in May. And so I'm asking that you would bring that edited copy and any comments or concerns that you have at that time at the work session. And at your regular session, I hope to have another chapter for you for review. Also by the end of May, I've already talked to Ms. Joyce, photographs I would like to have back by that time. And so again, this is a tentative timeline. Of course, things can change. Also, I wanted to say while I'm here, I don't know if you all have heard, but our director is retiring. And so we're very much in transition, and hopefully we see you all at the party on Thursday.
That's this Thursday, right?
Yes, that's this Thursday.
At 4?
At 2.
2.
Yeah. So, very much in transition, so this could change a little bit, but right now for May, this is what we're looking at, and I hope that we can have, some good conversation at your work session for, what I already have and then for what we have moving forward. Any questions for me?
Do you feel like we're on schedule to be
Yes.
completed by September, or at least have a final draft by
Yes.
September?
Yes, if you look at the initial, schedule that I gave you, we're at the same pace. We're at the same pace as the initial one, and that gave us, I think, a month or so extra, just as leeway for revisions or anything that we need to do, so we're comfortable with this schedule.
And you did find out that we don't have to have an adopted approval or adopted plan by September, we just have to have a final draft, right?
That's our understanding. We're going to confirm that and get that in writing. We know that we've been told it can't be extended, but as long as we have a final document to submit to say that we completed to them, we can still amend past September, is our understanding, but we're gonna get that in writing. Okay.
Can we send, our, comments or whatever via email?
Yes.
I think that work session is be up in Tuscaloosa for the annual meeting of the League of Municipalities.
Yes, of course, yes. You can send that to me, however you would like. But just, the work session, if there was any questions at that or concerns at that meeting, then we could kind of take those there. But I do want us to at least, and also to get your time in. So this will be a good enough amount of information that you can kind of track your time as well.
Yeah, if you spend any time looking at it, let me know so I can log that in,
Yes.
outside of the meetings.
Right, so if I get it to you, Monday, that should give you a little over a week to kind of look at it. So if you look at it a little bit every day, just make sure that you log those hours. Okay?
Does my photography count? For
Yeah,
my hours?
yeah.
I got a couple on the list I have to go pick.
And I also wanted to say this while, on the subject of photos, it was brought to my attention, we did have a lot of photos with, individuals' faces in them,
Right.
which I'm fine with, but then the question came up, two things. Would they consent to wanna be in our comp plan, and what if they, you know, were to quit, or, you know, you show an employee and they no longer work here? So I don't know what that, you know, what the policy is there, but we did have pictures with people in them. I'm fine with it, but I don't know what the proper procedure is.
Do you have to have releases on?
I don't know.
Well, all the pictures that were taken, I mean, the ones that I sent you, I was just sending to make sure that the
Absolutely.
size of the file and everything would fit. I mean, I got a lot more pictures
Right,
without people, but I'll defer to Jacob, but in a public place.
That's right.
That when you basically, your likeness or whatever is,
Right.
it's not you being used for commercial
Yeah,
purposes.
you don't have a right to privacy in public place.
Right, exactly.
places. Okay.
So at our events, cause you listed like the fall, the Zay Festival, the Fall Festival, July, the fireworks,
Right,
those should not be, a problem. And some of those pictures have been, published in the newspaper,
Okay.
in the call news,
Good.
okay.
Okay.
Like the little fireman, at the Easter egg hunt. Sorry, I couldn't get here.
okay, so long as, that was brought up today, like right before I left, and I was like, well, I hadn't thought about that, so I didn't know, and I know that there would be.
I think it would be different if it was a commercial,
Right.
if we were, had a product, and we were
Right.
gonna use it for marketing of selling of a,
Right.
product. But, some of the pictures won't have anybody in them,
Right,
I think like the disc golf and some of those, the signage type
right. Mhm.
thing. And like the fire stations and stuff don't necessarily have to have
Right, absolutely.
anything.
It's an old law school thing that you don't ever think about.
Yeah. No, I do, because when you
Or
post
you
them
might
on.
as a photographer.
Yeah. But you're right, I mean, you're in a public place, but if you're gonna sell them, then that's a whole different ballgame.
Okay,
We're using them to sell something.
well, I will keep that in mind and let them know.
I mean, you just can't run around, the Semmes Azalea Festival, going from vendor to vendor, or, the Easter egg hunt, let your kid run around and then say, yeah, but no one can see it. Well, it's hard to participate in the Easter egg hunt.
Exactly.
People are watching.
I got you. Okay. Well, that's all that I have. Does anybody have any other questions for me for the conference? So look for that email, like I said, at the beginning of next week. And then if you have any questions or concerns, you can email me or Jason and Jessica.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, was there anything else on our agenda for tonight? Okay,
Yeah.
we'll have a motion for adjournment.
Motion adjourned?
We have a motion to adjourn. Ms. Lovelady.
Second.
Second by Ms. Davenport. All right, we are adjourned at 5:19 p.m.
Oh, yeah.
Is that part of up there? Oh, man.
Hey, how are you? Good.
Read.
Warm up on us.
Yes, it is. We'll get serious in a few weeks.
Oh, see ya.
Yeah, we didn't sign that.
Call me in the morning. You still gotta get a land disturbance and you're good to go. It takes like 15 minutes.
They keep wanting the truck.
Right.
You won't be awake when you get there.
Hey, did they get the, that road?
Quite
I think they're, yeah, that south side.
Yeah, every time I do that. I thought I got a T-ball game at 6, I told my wife I probably wouldn't make it. Be there early.
Yeah, it was good.
You got to.
Better shape, I never
Because I know.
Okay.
You need an address.
Yeah, I'll talk to you Thursday about
If I can just get two.
A briefing.
Someone give us an address.
Hey,
I'm so glad we got involved.
the blue lady. So I called
The city guys, I'm like, look, some t-shirts. Great, I got those in my truck.
Yeah, just let me, I'll email it. Are you gonna stop by the office or? Yeah, sure.
And then he said
That's
to
no
me,
problem.
well, I don't talk to me about it. And he said, well, and there's a bird and.
I figured he'd
Yeah,
give
we
those
were,
out.
we were like a week or 10 days out. I was gonna file something, the judge ain't gonna want me to file it. Just a couple days before.
oh, two, okay. That's both yours.
I'll file for a hearing, so I got to drive down here. Mr. Lowry, he hates coming down.
Really?
But I was just, I filed that. Judge granted.
He's in here.
Is that unheard of?
Yeah, without,
I
you
won't
know,
be, I won't stop by.
sometimes they'll give the other opportunity, the other side opportunity to respond.
Yeah.
Really? His orders.
Good.
He's probably right.
Yeah.
Better late than
Well, had
never.
they, I guess anybody looked for Ron?
Like I said, I'll be emailing you,
They asked me for his personnel file, which Olivia gave me.
all right.
They haven't had it look, obviously.
I'm not telling where he is. He's in the army, so he could be anywhere. I mean, my part should be pretty easy then.
Yeah.
But I do